Hello, ladies, and welcome to my channel. My name is Mercedes, and here in this channel, I'm empowering women's mothers to be their best versions. So I am myself a mother of a little bit over 1.5-year-old toddler. Let's say he's a toddler now. And he just started daycare actually week ago. Let's say a week ago, because we started 2 weeks ago, but then he became sick after the first day. So he started daycare a week ago. So we are in this pretty hard transition period. So before that, I was at home with him. So I was this stay-at-home mom, and now he's leaving to daycare. And this is the second transition period in his life. So the first transition period obviously was when he was born and I became a mother. And that one hit me pretty hard, actually. So if you allow me to go back to a little backstory, I'll share this with you. So when he was born, the birth itself actually was pretty good. But after that, I started to feel myself in a really, really low mood. And I started to feel myself a bit like depressed and just in a low mood. And it was a pretty hard period for me. And I started to question life and started to question my purpose and how life should look like. And I started to question, like, if I ever gonna achieve my dream self, if I ever gonna be better than this. And I really wanted to be better and I wanted to feel better. And so the turning point was when I started to do my inner work journey, which I didn't know what inner work was, and if it was an inner work journey. I can say it was personal development journey. If you are new to this word inner work, it's basically when you you're looking into yourself. And you can do this with journaling, with reading books on the topic, self-development books, and you start to understand and you start to be more conscious about your thoughts, about your feelings, about your actions. And it's actually a pretty fun thing, because then you can just go back into your memory. And sometimes I go back when I was in 6th grade and I felt like really bad because some boys just told me that, I don't know, my leg was hairy, and then it hurt me a lot. And then I realized I'm still carrying this trauma in me. So this is how powerful inner work is, because you can go back to any moment to your life, and then you can just reassemble it and soothe your inner child and just, get better. Because maybe you don't realize, but you had a trauma like this, which it seems like it's not a big deal, but then it turns out it still affects your daily life today. So that was a bit weird of an example in this topic. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling. But so I started my inner work journey with journaling. So I also was a bit confused. No, I'm just telling you this because maybe you are also confused about that. So I was also confused, like, what is journaling? Because I know this word, journaling, like writing to a journal, probably. But I did write diaries throughout elementary school, throughout high school, and I was keep on writing, like, I love this boy, I hate this boy, he doesn't love me, oh, he probably loves me, he probably doesn't love me. Next day, another boy, I love another boy, he probably doesn't love me. So that was my diary in elementary school and high school. So I was a bit stuck, like, is that journaling? should I just write, because now I have a husband, so should I just write like, I love my husband, I love my husband, he loves me, I love my husband. Like, okay, jokes aside, so should I just write like, yeah, I woke up at 7 a.m. today, and then I ate breakfast, and then I played Legos with my son, and then we changed diapers, and then, so should it be like a log of my day? So what is journaling? But then I read a really great book. It's called The Artist's Way. So I wanted to be like more creative and start to draw and just do some cool stuff creatively. So I picked up this book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And it is actually a 12-week program where you have to follow a lot of different tasks. But one key takeaway from it was this journaling practice. So the book says that I should journal every day for 30 minutes about anything. And it says about anything. So if you want, you can write your shopping list. If you want, you can write what's on your mind. If you want, you can write whatever, what your son did, or what you're feeling, or what happened with you in 6th grade. So whatever is on your mind. Sorry, I got mixed up in this sentence. So I started to do that every day, 30 minutes. And then after a while, it started to pile up, and it started to allow me to open, and started to allow me to go deeper and deeper, and realizing deep stuff that was in me, and deep limiting beliefs, and just, limiting beliefs that just stopped me from doing things that my dream version would do. So limiting beliefs are actually pretty self-explanatory. So they are beliefs that are limiting us. So it's like having a ceiling just on top of your head, and you just cannot move. So it's pushing you down, and you are stuck in this box. And I started to go through my limiting beliefs, and the way that you remove this ceiling on top of your head is to just write it out, talk it out, shake it out, move it out, and just start to question, like, who told me this? Who told me that? Why do I have these limiting beliefs in the first place? Who told me that? And maybe you realize that nobody told you that, and you just came up with it, or it was just society, and then you decide that I don't want to live like that. I just don't want it anymore. Thank you so much. Or maybe you realize that it was your aunt back then who told you that, or the neighbor who told you that. And then you start to think, like, why am I living the way as my neighbor said it? So why do I follow the advice of this person? This person is not me. This person is not who I want to be, probably. So I just decide not to follow her advice anymore. Thank you so much, but I don't need that. So this is actually how you can break your limiting beliefs as well. And there are some pretty major limiting beliefs around motherhood that I saw in myself. So first of all, I mentioned that the transition period when my son was born hit me pretty hard. And it was actually because I overworked myself. I burned out myself. So I remember, it's maybe a little bit off topic, but I remember I was reading books on the first 40 days after delivering the baby. It's also called the 4th trimester. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's like a precious time for your body to recover from giving birth. And I was reading books and watching also videos that other moms had this 40 days, and they just like, ate like super healthy, balanced foods that with nutritions that the body needs after giving birth, and they just rested. And I was starting to like dream about that and read books about it, to just have these 40 days that I could just recover. But obviously it did not happen. It did not happen at all. So I didn't have that self confidence or self compassion to give that to myself and to ask for it, to tell others, to tell my husband, to tell my mother that, yes, I read this, that this 40-day is pretty important, and then you should make every meal for me, and then I should sleep a lot, and then I should rest a lot. I was not confident like that. And hopefully when I'm giving birth next time, hopefully I will have that confidence in me and just to be able to ask for it. But back then I was not able to ask for it. And I was really, really not able to ask for it in a way that I did not rest at all. I just took care of my baby because my baby needed to take care of. And then I sacrificed myself. And this is the limiting belief I see, that the good mother sacrifices herself. That's the limiting belief. And it's limited me a lot. To a point that I just now remember, like the day we came home from the hospital, so we needed to pick up a breast pump from a store. And it was me who biked 1 week after delivering the baby. I biked. I couldn't sit down on the saddle, so I biked standing up. And I biked to the store, up on a hill, everything, and brought back a breast pump. Like, why? And now I felt heroic, actually, but now I realize I was just a martyr. And yeah, it was just unnecessary to think back. So my limiting belief was that a good mother sacrifices herself, that I felt guilty if I take out time for myself, and I felt that I have to do everything. And I also felt that if I rest, that things will fall apart. I also felt that if I rest, nobody can do the things in a way that I could do it, because I'm doing the best. So this is how I felt, that my husband cannot do it the way I'm doing it, so I need to do it. But come on, so later, when I realized this limiting beliefs, I tried to just release control, lay back, and just watch and let him do it. And it was so amazing, actually, because he got to have an opportunity to be with our son. He got to have an opportunity to show up fully as a father. I got to have an opportunity to rest. And we as a family had to get an opportunity to just exist harmoniously with each other. And it just made the trick. So I just laid back. I'm not doing that now. Can you change the diaper? Can you do that now? And this just makes it much more easier. So yeah, so I started to take out time for myself. So as I said, I took out time to write my journal every day. And I started to do yoga. And then it was not an alone time per se, because I did yoga while my son was playing on the carpet, and I did the yoga just beside him. But it still felt like a precious time for myself, because I was focusing on my body and I did the movement, So there's some compromises that you can take. So let your maybe just play, and you can do exercises next to him. Just watch videos, just watch dance videos, or just dance, or just sing, or just do yoga. You can do many, many things while being in the same room with your kid, and just be there if they need you, but still focus on your own well-being. And one other thing, so I was mentioning the book The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. One other thing she was mentioning is to, of course, this book was not a book for mothers, and this book was not about motherhood. It was just finding your artistic creativity. So another activity she was mentioning is to just go to an artist date. And you can go to a mother date, or your date with yourself, basically. So it's a date where you go alone, and it could be half an hour, whatever suits you and your family. And you just do something for fun. You can go to a fun store if you want to go to a fun store. You can go to a bookstore. I went to a bookstore and I bought a recipe book, which was fun. I love to go to bookstores. You can go just for a walk as well. And the favorite thing that I did once, or you can go to a cafe, or the favorite things that I did once, it was an hour long, and I went to the movies. I went to see a movie, and now you can ask, an hour long movie? Yes, it was a children's movie actually, but I really liked it. So I went to the movies by myself, and it felt so crazy to do it. I felt so weird sitting there just by myself, and it was the tiniest room where we watched the movie, and there was like 7, 8 other person there, so I felt very, very awkward. I was just sitting there like, who goes to the cinema by herself? Like, I'm so weird, and I had those feelings. But I just sit with it. I sit with my discomfort. I sit with it, and then the movie started to roll. Obviously, like, no one was paying attention to me even before, but I felt like, yeah, everybody's watching me. Like, who the hell is going to the movies by herself? And then the movie was starting to roll, and then it was such a great movie, and I had such a great time. That would be great if you could see me like coming home. I had so much energy. I was jumping up and down, and I had this. I felt good, and everything. It went so good, and oh my God. Yeah, so I felt kind of like that. So now I showed you. These tiny things can make a huge difference. So if you can carve out 30 minutes, an hour every week, I know it sounds a lot, but if you can do it, trust me, you will love it. I did. I did it. Who is that now? Obviously, the postman had to came just now where I was filming, but at least he brought my vitamins, so I'm happy. I'm a happy vitamin mommy. Yeah. So, I also just wanted to talk about some other glass ceiling limiting beliefs. And where was it? So, I'm not good enough mother. So this is also a huge one, that I'm not a good enough mother. And we are, as mothers, or I am, comparing myself to other moms that I see on the street, I see on the playground, I see in my mom's group, and I just start to compare myself. And sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough because look at what she did, or look how she talks, or look what they are eating. But also, I sometimes feel like, yeah, I'm better than you, which is also not a healthy, good thought to have. So That's also a tricky one. So if I make a mistake, I'll damage my child. That is how I see that, is that I'm allowed to make mistakes. You are also allowed to make mistakes. And I think, or I feel, that we show a very, very healthy and good example when we make mistakes, and when we are able to change our mind, and when we are able to communicate that in a way that's supportive, that's healthy, that's positive. And, I think that's a huge gift to a child when the parent can say that, oh, sorry, I just made a mistake. I did this and that. I should have done this and that. I should have said this and that. I'm sorry. And this shows the child that it's okay to make mistakes. Making mistakes is human. Making mistakes makes us feel alive. And it's not the end of the world if you make a mistake. You can apologize it. You can apologize for it. You can just start over. You see how many sentences I'm starting over because I'm making mistakes. Because English is not my first language. I'm making mistakes, but I'm here. I want to talk with you. I want to share these with you. I want to empower you. So here I am, standing proud and making mistakes. Okay, the next one, I love it. It's too late to try out new things. It's too late to follow my dreams because I am a mother. It's too late for me. I am a mother now. Come on. I cannot change. I cannot try out new things because I'm a mother. I'm responsible. I am a mother now. That was the past. I could try out everything in the past. Or that would be great to try out everything in the past. Oh, I regret that I haven't tried out everything in my past because now I'm a mother and I cannot do anything. My life is over. I'm a mother. Yeah, jokes aside, it's a very common limiting beliefs, and I see it in myself as well. It's hard to try out new things, but to be honest, yes, you are a mother, and it should not be a drain on your life. Being a mother is a beautiful thing. It empowers you and it expands your life. It gives you love. It gives you new opportunities. It gives you, for me, it gives the love, the big, huge love and joy in my life. And it also was the catalyst in my personal development journey, as I said. So I wouldn't be here sitting with you, and I wouldn't be here in the level I am in myself without becoming a mother, without having that pretty hard time that I was just talking about before. And now I'm stronger. I am a mother and I am myself as well. I still am myself. And I got to try out new things. I get to try out talking to you. I get to try out drawing. I get to try out playing the guitar. I get to try out whatever I want. I get to try starting my business. And I'm doing it. So your life is not over. Your life is just started. What are you waiting for? Okay, moms shouldn't be silly and playful. Oh. I am silly and playful, so I actually never had these limiting beliefs. I just thought that maybe someone else had these limiting beliefs, but for me personally, silliness comes pretty naturally. So I am playful and silly. Hope you can see it. Okay. Yeah. End notes. Basically, I just wanted to say that just try and live life fully. don't take it that seriously. If you see that you have limiting beliefs, that was just some of it. Obviously, I have much more limiting beliefs than that in motherhood, in every other areas of life. But yeah, so when you discover a limiting beliefs, just ask, who told me that? Who was that? And you can just grab a piece of paper, a notebook, and just write down everything about it, that I have just limiting beliefs and this happened and this person told me that. And then at the end, like, ask, like, why am I following this advice? Does this person aligns with the best version of me? Probably not. And then at the very end, just decide, just make a decision that I'm not following this advice anymore. I'm not living by this limiting belief anymore. And that's it. That's a conscious decision. Maybe you have to repeat this if you catch yourself again and again, but then you just repeat it and remind yourself, remind your mind that that's not us anymore, baby. That's the past, not the future. Bye-bye. So you can also journal about, like, what would your best version do? What would your best version do? What would you do if you could wipe your mind clear? How would you act? How would you live if your mind would, like, wiped out clean and you can start over? What beliefs would you choose? Would you choose this limiting belief, or would you choose another one? So go ahead. If you have some time today, you can sit down, journal about this or anything else that's on your mind. You can just free flow. You can answer these questions. Yeah, just do what you feel like. That's it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really love this time. That was a great time chatting with you. And hopefully I see you in the next one. And yeah, don't forget to be silly. Bye bye.